Hey folks, Angry Chef here, and I am joined today by my brothers Wilson Fist and Fifth Boy Automatic Semi-Rifle. And we're going to discuss the new Mortal Kombat 2021 that we've already tried to do 3 times, but technology has failed us.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And man, did we put on a show for you guys. The
telling you.
technology said no, they don't deserve it, which I don't believe.
Yeah. Anyway, first off, I believe and know that this was an awesome movie, and I loved it. And I don't care what the naysayers say and the little nitpickers, but this movie was awesome. And we're going to give our thoughts on it. Start off with Fist.
Well, I could say I guess I do have 1 or 2 little nitpicks, but they're nothing big. Like, I kind of felt like they should have. Not that I disliked Cole, but I kind of felt like that should have been more of like he should have been the vessel for Scorpion instead of like Scorpion spent all this time in hell and then had to come back and have help to beat Sub-Zero. Like, Cole just should have been the vessel for Scorpion and destroyed Sub-Zero at the end.
Had him like him reborn as Scorpion.
Yeah, exactly, or something like that.
Like he's like his what's the word I'm looking for? Like reincarnated.
Yeah. Kind of like the Fiend and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
You know, sort of like that.
Kind of like the protege.
Yeah, kind of like he has this ability, and Scorpion channels through him, and I don't know. I just felt like there's a lot more they could have done with it. That's just me. Now on the upside, I thought Kano carried this movie so easily. He was one of my favorite things. Liu Kang spamming sweeps. I absolutely cackled laughing. It was hilarious. I thought Kung Lao was probably one of the best characters in the whole movie. Kung Lao was that.
He didn't play.
That whole scene at the dinner table where Kano's like, "I will destroy you," and he's like, "Man, you walk around here and try, but you limping back. That's fine. I ain't scared." Black Dragon.
Boomerang hat.
Yeah, with your little boomerang hat. Yeah, my boomerang hat will tear you up, son. Like, I love that.
You see what it does to Natara later on.
Yeah, you definitely can see what it does to Natara. I like the fact that, there was always, in the games, there was always that function with his hat where, like, he could throw it and it would just reappear on his head or something. Like, it was that mystic connection.
Yeah.
And in the movie, they made it more like kind of Thor's hammer. Like, oh, man, I missed you. Too bad I could call it back to me. Yep. That was actually really cool.
He's had that hat since he was a child.
Yeah.
That hat has been like a hat to him.
Now, I was having a conversation with Bobby about this, and I do have to agree with him. The biggest thing that kind of took me out of the movie was the moment where Shang Tsung is drawing the soul out of Kung Lao, and you've got like 4 or 5 people standing around like, no!
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of sitting there like, you can throw fireballs! You can throw literal fireballs! Throw a fireball! Stop him!
I think off screen Raiden was like, we're gonna take about 30 of his guys compared to that one.
So what do you think about Scorpion as being an older guy?
What do you mean?
Like the guy that played him?
Being an older guy that's been played him.
Oh yeah, 60-something years old when the dude was kicking it.
Well, I also feel like Scorpion, as far as the story, like at the beginning, him being older, I feel like it adds a little more to him. Like, yeah, he was that monstrous killer that they know, but like he reached that point where he found his peace. He was trying to settle down and be something different, and then all of this happened. Adds a little bit more of the story, which I do like.
The Sharia Ryu were a peaceful clan. If somebody invaded their camp, then they're gonna take them down.
Yeah. See, now you're more the mythologist here with Mortal Kombat. Like you pick up all the little story.
In the original story, the Sharia Ryu and the Lin Kuei were rivaling ninja clans. The Lin Kuei's from China and the Sharia Ryu's from Japan, and they were rival clans, and they were both pretty much the same. They both, that's what a ninja is by definition. Is an assassin for hire. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I still remember the point from Mortal Kombat Mythologies when, like, after I think you get through that first level and you have that scene where he meets Sub-Zero comes face to face with Quan Chi, and Quan Chi makes the comment like very impressive for a ninja, and he gets mad about it.
I'm not a ninja.
I am not a ninja. I am Lin Kuei.
Scorpion
was a ninja. You know, just
like,
man,
like
there's
ninja, Quay, whatever. I don't care.
yeah.
Go get my.
Which I'm not gonna lie, for a long time because of that, I was just like, yeah, man, ninjas ain't nothing. I want to be Lin Kuei. Like Lin Kuei is the way to go.
Speaking of Sub-Zero, this dude was a beast on this
man.
movie.
Absolutely,
They made that dude.
I absolutely loved the whole like wherever he goes, there's that freezing cold mist, and he can just step into it and disappear. Like he can move with the cold and moisture.
Like
and that, man, all that was so cool.
The first scene, you know, the son went in there to check on the baby, and then the mom come in there and goes, "Why is it so cold in here?"
Yeah,
and they didn't even realize it. I was like, "Uh-oh."
Like it's freezing in here. No,
I just can't believe Scorpion only had. I mean, Hanzo only had one guard outside of his.
Yeah,
fortress.
seriously,
Like,
and that dude got split
little,
clean in half.
I think you'd have a little more than that.
Well, by the time Sub-Zero was done, he had 2.
Well, I actually think that it could have been more characters on this one.
Well, they didn't want to Marvel and DC it to death.
Yeah, you don't want to
cram everything into one thing, and then you don't understand anything.
I thought the effects they used for like Goro were fantastic.
Oh yeah, they were cool.
I thought that was great. Which another thing Bobby pointed out when we were talking, he's like, okay, so when Shang Tsung shows up with all his people, and they're like, we don't give a damn about the rules of Mortal Kombat. We're just coming to kill all of you. So Raiden, you're telling me, had the ability to, like, at any point could have just been like, oh, that's cool. All your people have been teleported to random places, and it's just you now. What up? Like, at any point, Raiden could have done something like that. Like, so you mean to tell me you could just teleport people anywhere, anytime?
But he had Brink's God security in his cave. And he said, and the whole thing came down.
Security.
Yeah. He only pays $200 a month for that.
Oh, I need that on a shirt now. Like a picture of Raiden, and it just says Brink's God Security. I need that. I need that in my life. If anybody out there watching makes shirts, I need that. Fifth, I might have to talk to your guy.
Now with laser-proof dragon buttons. Yeah. Kano-proof switches.
Oh, Kano.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I need that shirt. I need that so bad.
Now, what do y'all think about how they got their powers?
I love that. I love that aspect of it. It makes so much freaking sense.
I thought that was really cool. I wasn't crazy about the symbol thing. Like, it was a little confusing at certain points, but, like, some people are born with it. Some people just get it from killing another person. I could have just gone with, like, everybody has an arcana. It just depends on how determined you are to unlock it, you know. I could have dealt with something like that, but the Arcana thing I thought was fantastic because it takes away from like, oh, they just have these powers.
Yep.
I mean, from the first movie, I mean, did they get like a letter or something, or they just invited them?
Yeah, no, yeah. Shang Tsung was inviting them all on that one. Yeah. Except Sonya, she made, he got Kano to make sure that she knew that he was going, and she followed him. That's why he wanted her there because he wanted to get down with Sonya. That's why Shang Tsung, he knew he had that plan the whole movie. He's like, watch this, I'm gonna manipulate it to where she's gonna be my last opponent, and I know she's not gonna fight me because she's not the chosen one. I know who the chosen one is, and I don't want to fight him because I'm gonna lose. So I'm gonna get her, and I'm gonna romance that chick. Oh yeah, and then she's gonna be my queen on the throne, like vice president of Outworld and everything else.
And Sonya's just like, nah, bro.
Like, yeah.
Now on this one, they actually took it back to MK1, where they were just doing all the first fatalities, like the heart with Kano.
Oh, the heart rip.
They did some of them. They didn't do them all.
Kano wins.
It was the heart rip and the toasty, and that was about it.
Now, I do have to give them credit on that. I sort of expected the toasty to be the whole, like, the head turns into the skull and all that, but the effect that they had where, like, the more he used it, the more you start seeing, like, the skull develop under the skin. Like, that was
and after he's done, they they pan back to him and like his whole face is a skull, and then it slowly goes away and he puts his mask back on.
Now,
That's cool.
On that same note,
I've heard this one before.
Could not get past the whole. Yeah, could not get past the whole like.
Yeah. By the way, I'm Scorpion.
By the way, my name is Scorpion.
Scorpion, 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 Scorpion.
Like Bobby was saying, one of the things that took him out of it was like it was always like Lord Raiden.
That's the
that's what came
salute, man.
Yeah, that's
the hardest. That's just what they do.
Now the baddest fatality on there was Jax.
Oh yeah, the head smash.
Well, it's a tie between Jax and Kung Lao.
Yeah, Kung Lao had that.
Had the awesome blade spinner.
It's one thing to see that fatality in the game when like that he's just pushing him into it, but to see him ride her into death was just.
Yeah, Natara, they wasted that chick. Like,
they
she didn't do anything. She flew around like, I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
She's the greatest hunter in all of Outlaw, and she's dead.
I can't tell. And then, and hey, the guy that played Rico is Nathan freaking Jones.
Yeah.
And now he has no head.
This is what happens.
Hammer.
This is what happens when the Undertaker beats you. You go to making Mortal Kombat movies. But yeah, man, it was a really good movie. Like I thought it was way better than the first ones because the first one, the very first Mortal Kombat, I felt
good
was
in its own right.
Good but flawed.
I agree with a few reviewers I've seen online talk about the original Mortal Kombat. They're like, it's kind of like Power Rangers, sort of. It's a kids movie, in a way.
But then they slap an R rating on it, and all of the grown adults who played Mortal Kombat in the arcade are just like, yes!
Well, they would have done that then, but the new line and the producers and everything were like, we're not gonna make any money with an R-rated movie. We have to make it PG-13 so all the kids can watch it so we can make money. Which was probably a wise decision because times were different back then. It was R ratings were,
and because times were different, that's what gave us the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if the guys that did that one redid Street Fighter and did it right this time.
Neither would I.
Get like some big buff dude to play Guile, an American. Give him the hair and everything. It don't matter. Like just make it as outlandish. I mean, because Street Fighter's pretty convoluted.
And by all means, you don't have to make it like you can throw in Easter eggs. Look at how Mortal Kombat did it. They threw in Easter eggs without everything getting campy. You don't have to get campy with a Street Fighter movie. Like, there's no reason to end the movie on everybody doing their winning poses. Yeah. Like, that's just kind of dumb.
Make it sort of like the animated version of Street Fighter 2 where they're...
With the Chun-Li shower scene and everything?
I ain't worried about that. where they're looking for, Ryu's like the greatest fighter on the planet, and Bison's trying to recruit him.
Oh yeah,
and then they're going through, but
they have to deal with Bison's psycho power.
Yeah, man, Bison is that dude there. I don't know if Shao Kahn can take Bison. Well, Bison's kind of.
Yeah, see that was the funny thing because like I remember playing Street Fighter 2 and like after you beat the game, like Sagat and M. Bison are like, man, those are like two of the baddest villains you've ever seen.
Hardest bosses on this.
Then Shao Kahn came along and it was like, holy crap!
Boom, pow, pow,
yeah.
Boom.
And then, you
get your best.
Yeah, so after Shao Kahn came along and just blew the main villain mold completely to pieces, they were like, we have to make Bison better. We have to make Bison even more of a pain to fight.
Yeah, made him
and
big,
they did it.
Made him more swole, and he can just like throw people with his hand, and
psycho power, and
man, I loved it.
Can control people and all kind of crazy stuff.
Anyway, we didn't got off topic.
Yeah. Only a little.
One of my favorite things about this Mortal Kombat rendition is the fact that Liu Kang's not the centerpiece of the movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of cold, but at the same time, the whole movie's based around Scorpion and his lineage, and his part in the prophecy that Outworld's not going to win. Yeah. And, the tournament hadn't even started yet. This was the precursor to the tournament.
Yeah, they wasn't even going to have the tournament. Shang Tsung's people were like,
let's just take him out now,
let's just kill him, and there won't be a tournament.
Because, Shang Tsung's actually from Earth.
Yeah.
He's a human that defected, and Shao Kahn taught him sorcery.
And then he became the greatest sorcerer they've ever seen.
So he was a male witch.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a warlock.
Yep. Which explains why he's so.
That's why I like
friggin'
that
powerful.
Legacy show, season 2. Have you watched season 2?
I haven't seen season 2.
Oh my God! I'm gonna tell you about the premise of it. At the first of it, Liu Kang is just down on his luck, just a drunk, just got his hoodie over his thing, and he goes to a bar in wherever he's from, McCall or something like that, and these thugs come in there and start doing karaoke, and they do the wrong song, and Liu Kang rips the microphone out of the walls like, don't sing that song, and then they're like you know who I am, man? I'm Johnny so and so, blah blah blah, and then Liu Kang kind of looks at him and he pushes his shoulder with his hands, and the dude like jacks him in his jaw, and they're like, get him, man, and then he turns around and Liu Kang like decimates this whole room full of people, busts dude's head on the pool table, and his tooth still sticking out of it. And then they finally get the jump on him because he's so drunk, and dude finally gets him down and just beating him down. Next thing you know, here comes a hat and hits the dude in the head. It's Kung Lao, and he's like, if you get off my friend, I assure you harm will not come to you. And he's like, hey, get out of here. And then he knocked him out again with his hat. And then Liu Kang's like, why'd you rescue me? I had it. And he's like, no, you didn't. And why are you back here? You know, he's like, well, why? He's got a grudge against Kung Lao now because Kung Lao didn't condone his actions of late, because it goes into a flashback. Liu Kang, he was living in America, he was doing good, he was engaged to this chick that worked at a diner with her dad, and he worked there with him as the dishwasher and everything, and then this thug came in and tried to rob the place and ended up killing his fiance, and it turned him evil, and he started being a mercenary for hire to make money and stuff, started killing people.
So Liu Kang kind of became Punisher.
Yeah, and the next thing you know, Shang Tsung and him are in a bar or in a restaurant. It's the guy that played him on the original movie.
Yeah.
Except he's bald headed. He's like, last time I met you, Shang, I remember removing your head. And he was like, well, like old habits die hard, yada yada, and he ended up talking him into being on their side. So Liu Kang's the bad guy on this one. It never came to the end of it because they stopped making it right when it was getting good. I was like, man, dang it. It's going to be Kung Lao versus Liu Kang, like good versus evil. But yeah, it was a real good series.
You have to tease us and take it away.
It's so good. I don't know why they stopped. It was great.
So what y'all think about part 2? You know, we see Johnny Cage.
We better see Johnny Cage. I know we're going to see him. There's too many petitions out there. And now we got Ryan Reynolds and The Miz in the running for it.
Yeah.
I say either one.
I say either one, but I would vote more for The Miz. I just feel like Ryan Reynolds, like, I don't
His
feel like
voice
Ryan,
doesn't match.
Yeah,
Johnny
I don't
Cage
feel like
to
he
me.
would really. I mean, it would be fine if they do pick him, but like everybody's going to be in the theater like should have been Miz.
It's hard. It's really hard for Ryan Reynolds to act serious, and you take him serious when you watch him act, because he's always playing a goofy idiot on most of his movies. It's kind of like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
When he plays a serious role, you're like, that dude's so silly looking.
Yeah, and plus Ryan Reynolds has kind of mastered that. He's mastered that whole art of like I can talk to you like I'm speaking seriously, but it's 100% funny sarcasm. Like he's mastered that.
It would just feel, if Ryan Reynolds plays Johnny Cage, it's going to feel like Johnny Cage is playing Ryan Reynolds. Is what it's going to be. Johnny Cage is trying to be Deadpool,
but I don't like that. But now you give it to The Miz, and
I think he can pull it off.
I feel like Miz is going to be everything Johnny Cage needs.
He's just got that cocky demeanor, and
he's loud, he's arrogant, he's cocky about everything.
And when he looks serious, he looks serious. He doesn't look comical when he's serious, and that's a good thing. But I'm sure the sequel's probably going to end up having new, because as we know, Sub-Zero's dead now, and
I got a feeling he's going to come back.
Oh yeah, he's going to come back as Noob, or he's going to come back as some revenant, like a dark, like Scorpion is, except he's going to be fighting for an Outworld.
Yeah. So, and I feel like we'll be seeing all the people from Outworld side again, because at the end Shang pulled their spirits.
And they need to explain where Katana was this whole time, because they had her. Raiden's got her fan in his cave,
I feel like she'll be introduced somehow.
I'm just hoping she isn't dead already.
Yeah.
Melina might have took care of her.
I hope not, because that's a whole storyline.
Katana's like a key piece of the whole series.
Yeah, that's a whole storyline they'd be completely cutting out if they don't bring Katana into it.
I'm sure with Shao Kahn, because he's going to be on there, but I'm thinking they're going to delve into the Sindel, Shao Kahn, Katana, Adenia backstory a little bit.
Well, that was what happened. That was one thing I did like about the movie. Is like Shang definitely has that evil conqueror presence, but you can tell through the whole thing that like he's wanting to do this because like if they don't succeed, he doesn't want to deal with what's coming after.
Yeah.
Like, man, if we don't win this, Shao Kahn's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't even have to see Shao Kahn in the movie. You just know that, like, man, Shang had to go back with his tail between his legs. Yep. Man, I'm sorry.
Like, boss, we failed, man.
Man, boss, you don't understand.
Like,
they got this kid.
Like, you got one more chance. The tournament ain't started yet, but when it does, you best win it.
It's going to be one of those, like, you get off on a technicality this time.
Because,
like, don't screw it up again.
On the original games, when he failed, like, Shao Kahn came this close to executing him.
Yeah.
But then he was like, hold up, I got a plan. Like, let's lure him in the Outworld and, like, have our own tournament. Like, not sanctioned by the gods and breaks God security. They're like, hey.
That's not
I'm gonna give you your youth back.
I'll let you live a little longer there, Shang. You're not so bad after all.
Yeah. Better not fail.
Yeah, but don't mess it up again.
Because this hammer got your face on it already.
You see, I already wrote your face here, right there on the head of that hammer.
Just like the WCW title. It's got the name of the wrestler at the bottom. I remember when Hogan had that title, it had the giant on the bottom of it. He never changed it. It always had that giant name print on it.
I'm the giant now, brother.
Yeah. Tom Smuggler. But yeah, this movie was great and awesome and had good effects. And I'm hoping they also delve more into Reptile's race. I can't remember what they're, Zarkotans or something.
Something like that. I remember, I do agree with you on what we were talking about. I don't feel like that was actually Reptile.
No, that was just one of them.
It was just one of his race. But we're going to see the more, I feel like it'll be like a head of the clan kind of thing. They've given him a body that's more capable of combat with these champions.
And I don't know if we'll see Baraka, like straight up Baraka, but we're going to see a whole bunch of Tarkatans because that's Shao Kahn's like army.
And I feel like we will be seeing Kitaro.
Yeah.
I feel like we will definitely be seeing Kitaro.
He'll be like, hey man, where's my cousin at?
Yeah, where's my cousin?
Oh, he's dead. What?
Well, don't forget Ermac. I want to see Ermac.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it, I feel like it's going to lead to a lot of these characters because, Noob Saibot, Ermac, we're going to see Kitaro. There's going to be a lot of these characters in the next one. And man, I can't wait for 2023 they're saying it'll be?
Like that. It's funny how Ermac is like a fan creation in a way because Ermac in the original Mortal Kombat arcade machine, if you went to the CMOS at the first of the, like, hold the button in to, for the coin op operators to tweak things and everything. It said Ermac. It means error macro.
Yeah.
But all the words were together and fans seen it and they were like, Ermac, that must be that red ninja we've been hearing about. And then like on Ultimate MK3 they actually made him because of the fans. Same thing with Blaze. Remember on part 2 in the background of the pit, you can see that fire guy fighting that other dude, and everybody thought he was a hidden character. That's who that is. It's Blaze. So Blaze was a fan character also.
Huh.
And Mocap was actually the actor that played Raiden on part 1 and 2. Carlos Vicina, which was the guy who played Johnny Cage's brother on there also. Daniel Vicina.
Huh.
Yep. That's who Mocap is. And the guy that they modeled Mocap after was the dude that did all the motion capture for Deadly Alliance, Armageddon, Deception, and all that stuff. He did all the martial arts, everything on there.
I will say, like, I wouldn't mind seeing something along the lines of like a Shaolin Monks movie.
Yeah.
Because
That game was bad to
man,
the bone,
Shaolin
man.
Monks was awesome.
You ever played that?
Yeah.
It was
Shaolin
such a
Monks was
good
cool.
game.
Yeah.
I
I was
like-
like, they finally did it.
I would love to see a slap an R rating on it. Just a whole movie about Liu Kang and Kung Lao. And I'm not even that big a Liu Kang fan. Like, he's probably lower tier on my favorite characters list.
I don't
but,
even
like,
care if they do that. If they just keep up this anime, this new thing, the Scorpion's Revenge, like Legends.
Oh yeah,
They need to just do Legends movies for like all the main cast.
yeah. And
that-
then they
and
could
then-
even
and
throw
all,
one together
and
for
all twine them together at some point.
yeah.
in
They
one
could
way or
even do
another.
something like that,
That
for
would be
Kung Lao
that'd be
and Liu
fine
Kang.
with me. That'd be fine with me.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I would be perfectly fine with
That's a free idea, guys. Run
Yeah.
with it.
it. Hashtag get it done.
Yeah. Hashtags.
Get over there and get it done.
Hashtag get it out there.
Yeah, by God. But yeah, good movie. I love it.
Definitely.
Love it. Very good.
Definitely a buy once it comes out on Blu-ray
Yes,
for me.
I'm gonna
And,
get the super hyper awesome ultimate edition with 3 hours extra everything.
in the Chrome book.
Yeah. And I'm gonna wear my sock sandals and pajama pants in my room with the lights off and watch it.
I'm excited to see all the intakes, the outtakes, the bloopers.
Yeah,
together.
I'm interested to see
Oh,
what
yeah.
kind of like deleted scenes and
You
stuff.
can go
they
on
probably
HBO
have.
Max and see a little, like 3 minutes worth of like behind the scenes stuff on there, like, but it ain't nothing.
I know I saw the shot the other day of Nathan Jones in the full Rico outfit, and he's sitting there next to the guy that plays Jax, and like Jax is in this blue motion capture shirt that covers all of this. It was so weird to see because he just kind of looked like he was sitting there in a sweater. I'm like, no, that's how they made the arms.
Yeah. Yeah, very good.
And then
effects.
Nathan Jones next to him, they didn't have to do anything CGI with him. Look at this guy.
Yeah. All they had to do was slap some makeup on him,
Yeah.
make his chin big.
And they said he was one of the coolest people on the whole set to work with.
Yeah.
Like they were just like, man, he was one of the most friendly, down to earth people. Like you wouldn't have expected it from a former pro wrestler.
I remember when MK4 came out, you know, that was the first game Rico was on, and his ending is, you know, Shinnok's defeated, and then he sits down on Shao Kahn's throne, and Shao Kahn's helmet comes on his head. And they're like, he's Shao Kahn in disguise. I'm like, no, he's not. He's taking
Taking the throne.
You know, that's not Shao's real last name. Khan means emperor. That's why Kotal Khan was Kotal Khan. Before that, he was just Kotal.
I wouldn't mind seeing Kotal.
Oh yeah, they show pictures of him in the Easter eggs on the movie. Show that sun god looking dude. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Kotal Khan right there. Yep, like the bet, like I've said before 3 times, the best Mortal Kombat anything as far, you know, other than video games has been the first movie, the web series, both seasons. That's 3. We got the Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge. That's 4. The new movie. That's 5. And all 3 story modes on part 9, X, and 11 are like the. Before this movie came out, that was like the best Mortal Kombat cinematic thing you could hope for because they're so well done. Like watch 9, go on YouTube and watch 9, X, and 11's story mode back to back all the way through. It's about 7-8 hours long.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. You're just like, yeah, get it, man. It's so good. And I like how, you know, 9 starts off and they rewrite the whole thing. Like Deadly Alliance never happened and 4 never happened and all that other garbage.
Which was cool because some of those
some
were
of that stuff was
not
kind of,
great.
especially Armageddon. That game, they took out everybody's specific fatalities and just gave you that build a fatality feature thing. I was like, man, what?
Well,
I mean, but there was like 70 characters on there. I understand why they did it. They didn't have the time or the
yeah. Well, I mean,
resources to do that.
It's like the one thing that I really did like from Deadly Alliance was like the very beginning when they're telling the story of how Shang Tsung and Quan Chi formed this group, and then they
killed
the first
Liu
thing
Kang.
they did, they killed Liu Kang.
Then they killed Shao Kahn.
Yeah, that was the
I
part
was
that got
like,
me
ooh.
was seeing them like they approach him at the throne
Yeah,
and they
they
both
bow
rush him, and
down
then you
and
see
then
like
they
the
kinda look at
helmet
each other.
bounce down the stairs, and
Yep.
man, they
Dang.
really killed Shao Kahn.
Like they tore him up.
Like
And then when Deception starts, like they're like all supreme, and you know they won, and then they start getting having hunches about each other. They're like, no, he's gonna turn on me, and then they start fighting each other.
And I think it was it? No, Armageddon. When they're that whole scene at the beginning
battle.
with the tower, the whole battle. What killed me, and I still laugh at this every time I watch it, is the scene where like all the champions are gathered down there and they're watching, Blaze or whoever, like he appears at the top of the tower and like that's the guy they gotta beat.
Yeah, Johnny Cage just
yeah,
turns
they're all
around.
just kind of like they're all just kind of
Stryker.
standing there looking for a
It's
second.
Stryker.
You see Stryker like,
boop!
wow!
He just sucker punched whoever was standing beside him.
I think it was like
look at
Melina
Stryker.
or Jade or somebody, but he just belted her out of nowhere.
Yep, now all of them fighting each other. It don't matter if they're evil or good or what. Like, no, I'm getting up these stairs.
Would y'all like to see Strike on the new?
Yeah, if they do them right. They did them right on the Legacy, on the first season.
If they,
He was just a detective, like a hard-edged detective.
Yeah, they handle him right.
Cool.
I'm cool with it. Like I never hated Stryker. He was just another one of those characters that sort of felt like
It was
really
the wrong,
out of
wrong
place.
time, wrong place. No, well, it was in place because it was the outworld and the Earth were merging.
I say
and it was
out of
city.
place because again it goes back to my Liu Kang thing. When you've got like ninjas that throw ice and fire and spears and toasty and like reptile
This
people
dude's got a
and
taser.
Ermac. This dude's got a nightstick
And he had a gun.
taser.
And he had a gun and he couldn't use it until Ultimate.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even let him use his gun on there.
Why don't you guys like Stryker?
Yeah, Stryker was good at when Ultimate came out. I was like, okay, cool, because you could just spam that gun.
Yeah.
And they'll fall back a little bit and you shoot them again. You're like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I tried him several times in 3, and just like besides the whole like leap across the screen, alley
throw
oop
you
with the nightclub thing, like it just.
Yep.
I just couldn't. I couldn't get into Stryker. I have to go with the ninjas, man. The ninjas always are my thing. Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, Ermac, Noob Saibot, Smoke, Rain, all of them. I just love the ninjas.
There were 2 chameleons. There was a female and a male. Because the female was on the 64 version of the trilogy, and PS1's version had the male one.
But you had
the male one was better. No, you didn't have to unlock them. You just you pick any one of the ninjas, and like before the first round starts, you hold like back and high punch and high kick, and they'll turn into the chameleon. But we were going to give you our ratings on this video, but I actually invented a time machine. I found some plutonium and a flux capacitor.
It's impressive stuff.
And I have it rigged to one of my boots. And you put your foot in the boot and it sends you back in time. But anyway, I told our past selves about a week ago to rate this movie for us because I think it would be more suiting.
A little closer to the time we actually watched it.
So I was like, all right, past me. You make sure you give this movie a good rating, but be honest. He's like, oh man, cool, totally. I was like, you need to come work for me. We will run that place. But he didn't want to. He's like, I already work for me. I was like, well.
That'd be like working for me while I work for me.
Yeah. Like, hey, me, go get this. Go cook that steak. I'm going home.
Multiplicity, people.
Like, you go that way. I'll go home. That's another movie they need to make a sequel to. Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Wow.
I love that movie, man.
Classic.
I feel like they need to make a sequel to Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, dude, you've seen all the Castlevania Netflix? Have you? They just put the trailer out for season 4. Yeah,
I love it because I was
now
worried
they're trying to bring Dracula back. And stuff.
I was
like,
worried that they were. I was worried they weren't going to take that series very far. That it was only going to go like a season or 2, and here they're pulling into 4. And I'm just like, man, this has been one of the best animated series they've done based on.
Have you watched that Castlevania on Netflix? Dude, you gotta watch that.
For anybody who has not watched it, I will say from the get-go, it is hard to picture Dracula as the villain. After you watch the first 2 episodes, man, you're kind of on Dracula's side.
Yeah. he's a very sympathetic villain.
Yeah, like after watching the first 2 episodes of the first season, I was just kind of like, no, you know what?
We made him that way.
I'm with it. Yeah, y'all earned everything that happens.
Yeah.
Everything he does to y'all.
Dummies.
Everything. Can't feel bad for you people. I just can't.
Oh yeah. In other news, we're going to the Mississippi Comic-Con June 26th.
It's gonna be a
Saturday.
whole Bullet Club event.
Yeah, and we're gonna meet our boy Sting. He's already met him once before when he was a kid, I think.
You'll know it's us because it'll be a bunch of guys in Bullet Club
That was
shirts
back when he
pushing him up there like, come on, go get your autograph.
I actually met the blonde hair Sting. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet this thing.
But I'm gonna get him to
Sign.
sign this here, and it's gonna raise the property value on that. Yeah,
And it isn't even on.
I'm gonna get him to sign it right there over that WWE logo.
Yeah, do it. Sign it right over there.
Sign it hard. Sign it thick. Yeah, Masters of the Sting.
Not only that, I'm gonna get him to sign the NWA World.
Yeah, he's got a real authentic imitation belt. It says NWA on it.
The 10 pounds ago.
Yeah.
I would take the IWGP, but I don't think it would make a whole lot of sense to get him to sign that.
I actually think that's.
But you can actually get him to hold it because he never had it.
Yeah, you can get him to hold it and take a picture. But
That's not a bad idea. I think I'll do that.
like I said, the pictures are 60 or an autograph 60, or you get both for 100. I was like, that's a good deal. What you want, woman? Where you going, Dollar General? All right, well, we're almost through, so hold on a second. I'm coming. Get out of here, woman! Anyway.
B-roll.
No, I'm gonna leave that in there. No, this was
Do it.
This has been Bullet Club's review of Mortal Kombat, and stay tuned in a few seconds, and our past selves will tell you our ratings on it.
Now, over to you, past selves.
Yeah, take it away, me. So fellas, what do y'all rate Mortal Kombat on a scale of 1 to 10, personally?
1 to 10, I have to give it at least an 8. Like I said, there's 1 or 2 things about the movie that, a couple of liberties I wasn't crazy about. Nothing about the movie I hated. Nothing about the movie I genuinely disliked. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I mean, it was great. It's definitely a buy as soon as it hits Blu-ray for me.
Yes.
I mean, I give it a 9 for praise here. I mean, taking it all the way back to the beginning, to where it originally started, I think
I give it an 8.25, and that 2.5 being because the actor that played Scorpion is 60 years old, people. That impressed me in itself, so he gets an extra point quarter.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. For your performance, especially at this stage in your life.
Bravo,
career.
sir.
Bravo.
We applaud you.
Loved it.
Very good, very good. All right, changing topics. What's this new organization we're trying to get hooked up with?
Oh, the gentleman that we went and checked out the other day. A few friends of ours that are very interested in the work that we've been doing. Was it the Alpha Wrestling Federation? Yeah,
Alpha Wrestling.
and let me make sure I'm giving them the proper credit here. Alpha Wrestling Association. I'm sorry. Yes, the Alpha. Yeah.
Again.
AWA. Alpha Wrestling Association. Myself and Fitz went not too long ago. Checked out the ring. Got to see some of the guys in there doing their thing, getting ready for some upcoming matches. Had a lot of fun actually checking these guys out. Super excited to actually start getting to their shows and everything. Wait to see what all, because they're doing a lot of like local talent. It's all here in the Mississippi Delta. So if you guys are interested, if you guys have fundraisers or anything like that you want to do, that you would be interested in including them in, they do things like that as well. Man, I just can't say enough about how much fun we had going and checking these guys out. We got to actually get in the ring. We got to play around, run the ropes and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to another visit with these guys and see a lot more from them, because they are highly interested apparently in having Bullet Club Mississippi join their ranks, and we are all for it. Because
deeply honored.
Yes, deeply honored, because all of that sounds too sweet.
gonna give y'all some brutal, hardcore spouting off of the mouth. We gonna do it. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Be ready.
So what did you think about the ring?
Oh man, I loved it. I enjoyed getting to get in there and run the ropes, see the guys get in and do. I mean, a lot of what we were watching them do was just like, man, training and practice and getting, we're used to the way the ring feels and getting ready for these upcoming matches. And it was awesome seeing them like get in there and work together and go through these techniques
That's a nice spot.
yeah, it definitely is. So you're probably going to start, once we can really get schedules and everything organized together, you're going to be seeing a lot more of this inside an actual ring, which we are. Man, I'm so hyped.
We'll tag whatever we have of them, the information, Facebook and all that in the video, so you'll be able to check them out, do whatever you got to do. I don't know exactly what all social media they have up so far. Like we said, it's a new company. They're working from the ground up. So if they don't have a lot on there right now, give them time, they'll have it.
Yeah, they've got a Facebook, Alpha Wrestling Association. Other social medias, we're looking. Everything is still kind of new with our deal right now. So the more we come across, the more we will let you guys know. But Alpha Wrestling Association, we're here for it, man. We're definitely going to be bringing you a lot more from these guys. We're going to be bringing you a lot more as far as wrestling. Speaking of which, tonight is what? Rebellion? I don't know much, but I know Kenny Omega's taking the time.
Yeah, Kenny got that.
Oh yeah, he gonna get that.
AEW gonna have two.
He gonna have to cheat to death, but he's gonna get it.
Zero disrespect to Rich Swann. Love Rich Swann. Guy's an amazing talent. But for everything going on right now, I feel like Kenny's taking it. I feel like we're gonna see Kenny walk out with 2 belts, and the Bullet Club's just gonna. You're not gonna be able to tell him anything. Kenny Omega's gonna have 2 championship belts. What are you gonna say?
You think his boy's gonna win the title? The Good Brothers?
I'd like to see it. Because I like the Good Brothers. They're another one of those tag teams. I feel like, once they left New Japan and came to WWE, man, Vince hates tag team wrestling. So
yeah, he always has.
Yeah, he's always hated tag team wrestling for whatever reason. I don't understand. Man, tag team wrestling puts on some of the best stuff you'll see, but you got to get them away from
Dude,
WWE.
I'll tell you, a big contender is going to be for Omega in the future. The fantastic, superior, up-and-comer Darby Allin.
Oh, man.
This kid here, man, God.
Darby Allin.
This dude, every time he wrestles, it's just better and better and better.
Please don't die, Darby Allin.
Yeah,
we
don't
really,
kill yourself.
really like you.
You're man,
You're really awesome. Don't kill yourself in the ring.
For such a small frame, you have a tremendous pain threshold.
I want to say he's like the new Jeff Hardy, but even Jeff Hardy didn't take some of the risks that I've watched Darby Allin take. Like, yeah, he dove off a ladder on top of Bully Ray through a table like 20 years ago. Darby Allin is taking coffin drops off the top turnbuckle onto steel steps and stuff like that.
I just imagine
on purpose.
I just imagine what the match prep's like what kind of spots we're gonna do, man. Just do whatever.
I'm going to throw myself into you and everything else. Just go with it.
Because I only weigh like $125,
But good luck taking this belt off of me.
Yeah. He's done exactly what he said he was going to do. He said, I'm going to defend this belt every week to a different person, and he has, and he's won all 3 of them so far. Like, that's a champion right there. That's the people's champion. That's the new people's champion.
I dig Darby Allin so much. You can call him Sting Jr., you can call it whatever you want.
Nobody even called
him
that until Sting came.
Yeah.
Then they started calling him that.
Oh, yeah, because he paints his face.
Yeah, oh my God. He's the first one that's ever did that.
Yeah, I didn't see y'all calling Jeff Hardy the new Sting. Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Sting will be in Jackson, Mississippi.
The 27th of June.
26th and 27th.
Well, he's only going to be there that one day, this Saturday. That's why we're going Saturday to meet Sting.
I thought it was going to be like, I thought it was supposed to be like Saturday.
It's a 2 day. It's a 2 day, but he's only going to be there that Saturday. It says it on the website.
I thought it was. I thought it was saying that like he's gonna be there, but like Saturday's the only day he's gonna be in the
No,
program.
they said one night, one day only. Period.
Hey, settle the dispute. Which one of us is right? Hit us up down in the
Sting
comments.
has things to do. He can't stick around for 2 days. He's got AEW to film.
I got the perfect idea.
Uh-oh.
And this is gonna be on camera.
I'm
I'm
scared.
gonna make a Bullet Club shirt with Sting face on it.
Awesome, man.
And
Do
give
that.
Give it to him.
And my idea, I'm gonna try to get him to put me in the deathlock so we can take a picture.
Because at this point, it's pretty much set. Bullet Club Greenville is headed to Mississippi Comic-Con.
To invade it.
Yeah, we are coming in full force.
Yes, sir.
All of our brothers who can get together with us, get ready, guys. We're coming, and you're gonna know when we get there because it's gonna be Bullet Club black and white, far as the eye can see.
Yep.
So Stinger, baby.
Coming for you, brother.
The Bullet Club is coming.
I got to meet you, man. I've never met you, and I want to meet you.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get my wife to leave because, Sting is one of those three. Sting, Jeff Hardy, and Undertaker. None of them trump Undertaker, but Sting and Jeff Hardy and Undertaker are her main reasons to ever watch wrestling. Otherwise, my wife is just like, yeah, that's cool. You guys just go do your guy thing. Tell me when Undertaker shows.
Sting's the reason I watch it. Back in the day, I didn't care about wrestling. I thought it was dumb. Hogan, and I was like, look at Captain Crunch, man. I ain't worried about him. Stupid Hogan. Beating people with a leg drop. What kind of crap is that? Wrestling's dumb.
Beating people with leg drops and racism since the 70s.
And I met some buddies, and they were those kind of people that got the pay-per-view every month regardless, and started watching it a little bit, and it was right around 95, 96, and then Sting went Crow, and I was like, oh man, I'm in, let's watch it. And I started doing my research.
I was that kid that I got into it because my mom was at one point was dating a guy that he would record the big pay-per-views and bring them and let me watch. And then I ran across Jake the Snake Roberts, and I was just like, oh man, that guy's awesome. So Jake the Snake pulled me into wrestling. And after a little while, I kind of fell off of it, probably right about the time that Jake's popularity really started to dip off. But then I came back into it, sometime in the 90s when Bret Hart was champion, and I was like, I remember that guy from the Hart Foundation. He's world champion now? That's awesome. And then I watched him in the ring, breaking people down, and man, this dude is one of the best technical wrestlers I think I've ever watched before. And it pulled me right back into it again. And then you got people like Sting, which I kept up with to a point when I was younger, but it was all WWE, and now, man, wrestling is just such a bigger thing for me.
This is all. Do you think Chris Benoit was a better face or better?
He was a better neutral.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like as far as character-wise, Chris Benoit being
that was the only thing he was born to be. It's just I'm for myself. I'll whoop all y'all. It don't matter.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons because before Brock Lesnar first showed up in WWE, they had planned that it was going to be Paul Heyman showing up right after WrestleMania with Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit was going to be the big Paul Heyman guy. And then Brock Lesnar came along and they were like, no. You take Lesnar. You seem to know what to do with a guy like that. He was just like, all right, cool, but I'm going to shoot him to the moon.
Well, the radical thing kind of worked pretty good too, though, because then he had his boys with him too. Saturn, Dean Malenko, him, and Eddie, they all came in at once. You're like, oh yeah.
I miss you, Perry Saturn.
I miss you, Eddie Guerrero, also.
Man.
And Kristen Waugh.
Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko's the only one that's still alive.
Yeah, he's the only one that's still around.
Not Saturn, he ain't dead.
Well, Saturn's not dead. He's just gone from the wrestling world. I hate that because
if I had it, buddy, I'd help you get back on your feet, man. I know you're going through a rough patch right now.
Yeah, we love you, Perry Saturn.
Yeah,
if you're out there and if you happen to watch this,
you were one of a kind, buddy.
I'm gonna throw a sign up
there. Yeah, rings of Saturn. All
day
long,
baby.
All day long.
I mean, don't you realize every time he came out with it? The sign looked like he just.
Man,
it was all business.
that's
All
why
business.
that's why I absolutely hated what WWE did with it, because WCW took him and he was the only member of Raven's flock that gave Goldberg a fight. Raven didn't even give him a fight.
No, Raven got destroyed.
And then they put him in the ring. Man, he had to fight Saturn a couple times because Saturn was steady like, I almost had you. I almost had you.
Saturn, DDP, Sting, and Ming are the only 4 people that gave Goldberg a run.
Well, of course Ming gave him a run. Ming murders people for fun because it's Thursday.
Goldberg has said that like Ming was a tough dude. Like, not just wrestler, he was a tough dude.
Yeah.
You don't make it's like Andre the Giant. Don't make Andre mad. Don't make Ming, but Andre was scared of Ming.
Yeah, Andre was only scared of 2 people in the wrestling world, and that was Harley Race and Ming. Because Harley Race didn't have a problem beating the hell out of you and pulling a gun on you if he felt like it. He did it to Hulk Hogan at a WWE show.
Yeah.
But, like, him and Ming, because Andre was just like, no, Ming will destroy me. That guy is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Moses, man.
Yeah, Andre would not mess with Ming, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, that's saying something.
And there were a lot of people that were like, if Andre likes you, you're good. But if he doesn't, man, you better be scared.
It's so awesome when bigger people are scared of you. I've had it happen to me a few times. Like, definitely.
Yeah.
Barbarian did his stuff in WWF before he went over there and did the face of fear thing, but I mean, they pushed both of them like to the back, like they were like.
I remember
They
back in the
didn't give
day.
them the.
I remember back in the days
grandiose
of
that they needed
big
to.
powerhouse tag team matches were always Demolition versus the Powers of Pain, Warlord and the Barbarian, and man, they put
They
on
tore it
some
up, man.
fantastic tag team, like Hoss
Very
tag team
underrated.
wrestling. Very, very underrated stuff.
Yeah.
I got excited for that because man, it was always the sort of thing where like, man, I really like the Powers of Pain because Demolition's the bad guys. They got Mr. Fuji, and then like Mr. Fuji turned on and we're like, no, I like Demolition now, but it's still a good match.
Get you in that corner.
Stop it! You're wearing spikes.
Ultra combo in the corner. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh man, I miss old school wrestling.
All right, we haven't really been discussing much of what's been going on in the WWE universe here lately.
Well, because there's only so many things to discuss. I feel
that and our job schedules kind of got in the way, but
yeah.
All right, let's rewind. What was the last thing we covered? Pretty much, it was Survivor Series, wasn't it?
No, the last thing we covered was
We covered WrestleMania.
well, we didn't get to do a video or anything for WrestleMania. The last thing we covered, video wise, was Fastlane.
Fastlane. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Or was it Elimination Chamber?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, we got off track, guys.
Anyway,
Work sucks.
all right, so first off in our wrestling discussion, let's talk about the big boy, McMahon, Helmsley Land, Levesque, super awesome wrestling place, otherwise known as the Derber.
Big Vincent sweaty muscle contingent. It's the thing that keeps on happening.
Derber, Derber,
Derber, derber, they took my derber, derber.
All right, let's get this one out the way. At WrestleMania this year,
Did you guys know that Cesaro spun Seth Rollins on his shoulders without his hands? Oh my God! Because WWE thought you didn't see it.
yeah. But it was the Fiend versus Randy Orton. Get this out of the way with her big giant Jack in the Box thing, and she
Which I thought was fine. It was great
that was
aesthetic
cool.
and everything.
And then she wound it, and he came out, the Fiend, and he's all normal looking again.
And everything was great. And he
And,
no-sold the crap out of Randy Orton, and
yeah.
everybody popped hard for it.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the match ended because Alexa Bliss was some weird demon thing, and the Fiend just stopped dead in his tracks, and Randy RKO'd him and pinned him.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know what happened.
They actually had black ink coming out.
Yeah.
I mean,
she looked like the queen of
some
the
Papa
damn.
Shango stuff there, and that's fine. Like, but it feels now like they had no point to it except for we just don't want Alexa Bliss with the Fiend anymore.
Yeah, and now the Fiend doesn't care anymore, and
and he's like, that's cool, I still got my friends.
yeah, but now Alexa's got her own little puppet that she claims she's had all her life, and it tells her what to do, named Lily, and I don't know where they're going.
I don't know. I feel like at best.
Don't screw up the Fiend, Derber. Or I'm gonna come looking for you.
I feel like that's their new goal. It's like, man, the Fiend is super over. Everybody really loves it. Let's ruin it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that's again. I say it every time. People are always like, oh well, Vince McMahon is the problem. Vince McMahon is not the problem. The octopus inside Vince McMahon's head that is perpetually confused and in full control, that's the problem. Because Vince is the same guy who can look at Keith Lee and be like, oh my God, this guy's money. He's everything we ever wanted in a wrestler. And then a week later, he's like, who the hell is this guy? He's kind of fat. Send him back to development. He needs to learn how to wrestle. He just out-wrestled 50% of your entire roster, Vince.
Where are my
He
pictures?
just beat Randy Orton clean and made it convincing multiple times. I don't know who the hell he is, damn it.
I'm hoping they do the smart thing with Keith Lee and just let him in the Hurt Business.
Everybody keeps saying
That's
that,
what
and I
I
feel
think.
like Keith Lee doesn't need the Hurt Business.
He don't need him, but
I
it'd
feel
be
like
cool
Keith
to
Lee
him
just
be
needs
in
to
there.
come in and start Keith Lee and all over the place.
He
Then
can
Spirit
either join
Bomb
him or
everybody.
he can dethrone Lashley.
That's what
One of the
that's
two.
what I want to see.
I feel like at this point Keith Lee just needs to come in and man, I ain't about making friends. I'm not about being respectful. I'm just here to spirit bomb everybody. Announcers, spirit bombing them. Wrestlers, spirit bombing them. Female wrestlers, spirit bomb. Everybody. Everybody gets a spirit bomb because Keith Lee can do no wrong. Everybody, especially MVP.
This is one of your biggest fans.
It kind of hurts to talk about it and not be wearing my Keith Lee shirt right now.
What
But
about-
never break kayfabe?
Yep. Speaking of which,
$6 shirts, by the way,
There-
folks. Hit them up.
they're sure trying to keep kayfabe on Charlotte Flair's little thing. I'm like, she didn't beat that ref, man. She was hitting him pretty good, but he knew it was coming.
They're trying to keep the kayfabe, but just like, well, it's another reason for her to go off and take sexy photo shoots with Andrade.
She's fined $250,000. I was like, it ain't but $10,000
And that's okay,
for a
but
ref.
and I find it funny because every
hit
time,
him
like,
20
they'll do
times.
something like, okay, Charlotte Flair is off TV for a couple weeks because reasons. And then, like, literally the second that statement comes out, Andrade pops up and just like, yeah, because she's in my bed, losers. Click. Oh, yeah, you see that ass over my shoulder? That's Charlotte Flair with me on the beach. Guess what I'm about to do, WWE? Click. Thanks for letting me go.
She puts the woo in my woo. That was the funniest Ric Flair commercial I've ever seen in my life. I had to watch it like 30 times. I'm like, woo.
The Ric Flair drip.
He was selling like energy drinks or something. It was funny. You gotta look that up, man. It's hilarious.
Dude, it's Ric Flair. I mean, the guy, that man oozes in.
Watch that one. Watch the one where I think he was in Impact. He was saying, I don't remember what he was talking about. He was like, title, woo, this, woo, that, woo. Yeah, I don't remember what he was talking about.
And Jay Lethal.
Yeah, and watch the woo off.
The woo off
is amazing.
Man. My supervisor at work is a massive
Oh,
Ric Flair
Lord.
fan. Grew up on Ric Flair, loves everything about the guy. I even got him a coffee mug that's got the like, I'm the kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, limousine ride, Jay. Got that whole thing. He was woo across the bottom, and he loved it. But man, when I showed him the woo off between Jay Lethal and Ric Flair, and he heard Jay Lethal's spot on Ric Flair impression, man, I don't think he could breathe for a couple minutes. He was laughing so hard because it was just so spot
He
on.
threw his jacket on the ground.
Did the elbow drop?
He was mad that
I miss Jay Lethal. Is he still in Impact? Or?
I think he's in Ring of Honor now.
Okay.
Which Ring of Honor is another one that around here it's hard for us to see unless you catch up on what happened, like just clips online and stuff like
Or if
that.
you got a black box, if they still make those.
You
I
know,
think they do though.
I wouldn't know anything about those.
Yeah, I mean, they're a fig Newton of your imagination.
Absolute big Newton of your imagination.
Or a strawberry Newton if you prefer.
Yeah, I mean those are good too.
All right, what's next? What's worthwhile in the Derber right now?
Well, I feel
Riddle is impressing me.
Riddle.
That dude
Riddle's
is
been
fast
impressing
to the
me.
bone.
Riddle's been impressing me for a
I
while.
just wish he'd shut his mouth. That's the
Yeah,
only
well,
thing I
that was
wish.
the thing. Like, I missed the way he was in NXT because he would still do the like bro and stuff like that. But like, he was that dude that would get in there and kick your head clean off. Like, yeah, he may seem kind of doofy and aloof, but like when you get him in the ring, his knees are absolutely lethal weapons. Like he will break you down in so many ways.
He's a lot bigger than he looks. Like he's that dude is cut.
Matt, see, that's another reason I love Matt Riddle the way that I do is because like I've gone back and watched some of the indie matches because they talked about Lee and Riddle have got they've had that not so much a rivalry but they've met in the ring so many times across different indie promotions. The
gentleman wrestling.
Yeah, gentleman wrestling. And when they got to WWE, everybody was like, they're on the main stage. Of course, Riddle and Lee have to clash at some point. Yeah, because they put on amazing matches. If you want to see David versus Goliath wrestling at its finest, short of
not Rey Mysterio versus Khali.
Now I want to preface this as short of any Brock Lesnar match that has involved people like AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Daniel Bryan. Because those are the epitome of David versus Goliath matches, but Goliath is not going down. Now, you want to see great, just awesome big guy versus awesome little guy. Throw him in there and let him go wrestling. Look up anything Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle outside of WWE, and I promise you will see why I love Keith Lee so much.
I've noticed that they kind of threw AJ in the back burner here recently. I don't think they really know. I can't remember what the story is about it.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because I know everybody everybody popped the tit for almost or however you say his name at WrestleMania. The dude literally just stood there and was big. He did a move. That's it. He just stood there and was big.
I don't think he can move that good. I think his knees.
Great. It made
impressive.
It made for a good show at WrestleMania, but like we've seen this before. We've seen until he shows me he can move better than the Great Khali, I'm not impressed. Because remember, the Great Khali came along, he could hardly walk.
Yeah, he can chop you.
He made for a great show, but like the dude couldn't wrestle. Like being big doesn't mean you're any good at wrestling. Right. We've seen that repeatedly. Not knocking the dude. He might turn out to be great. He might turn out to be the next Bad Bunny for all the flipping out everybody's done.
That was another shocker.
Yeah, that was an absolute shocker.
I golf clap you.
I give the man tons of credit because like for a celebrity match at WrestleMania, nobody's topping.
Just stop being a rapper and just be a wrestler. That'd be fine.
Like you'd have to go back to the 80s. You'd have to go back to the 80s to when it was like Hogan and Mr. T versus Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff and stuff like that to get like a celebrity match that was that good on WrestleMania.
Especially when the celebrity does more work than the wrestler.
Yeah.
This
dude came in and
he carried that whole freaking match.
Yeah, not gonna lie. He carried that whole
That's what
match.
impressed me about it.
What bothers me about it is the fact that like, okay, you prove this guy can wrestle. Everybody's literally just having a meltdown over this guy. And then we're not going to see him again because now he's off to his music career.
No, they're talking about they're going to bring him back here for long.
Well, yeah, but like
when his tour's over or whatever.
Which I mean, again, it still led to like the Raw after WrestleMania is always supposed to be the big show. Yeah. That's where all the big crazy stuff happens. And literally all we got this time was like, yeah, Bad Bunny's not going to be back for a while because he's going off to sing.
AJ's not coming back.
Yeah, AJ's not here for a little while. We don't know why.
We just fired a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, we just fired a whole bunch of people. Here's the Viking Raiders to beat Shelton Benjamin.
Which was awesome. I was like, yeah, my boys. I love the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, I love the Viking Raiders.
Like, yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
I just didn't want to see him come back and run roughshod over Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, who right now need that push. Like, they need that, like, okay, you pushed him off the Hurt Business. Oh, Bobby Lashley just beat the crap out of both of them. Yeah, whatever, he's the world champion. But Shelton Benjamin is the gold standard of wrestling. Still to this day. That he was like the superstar of Team Angle.
They all got to be jobbers sometimes, man.
I mean, yeah, I guess so, but like after a while, like they had him crush them twice in a row.
And now the Hurt Business has got 2 more guys coming in.
Yeah, which I'm glad they got the masks off of. Yeah. We can finally see that, like, yeah, Dijakovic was.
And what's the other guy's name? I can't think of his name. But yeah. As soon as they took their mask off of them, I was like, oh yeah, the stupid. What were they called? Retribution.
Yeah, Retribution.
Good. That's it. No more of that.
Oh yeah. See, now which makes me wonder if Keith Lee is not about to come back and be on SmackDown because Mia Yim just got moved over to SmackDown.
Oh yeah, that's his old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just got done shopping for the wedding dress and everything, man. It's
big money, Keith.
It is happening.
Keith.
Mia Lee.
All right, so any more WWE business, gentlemen?
Well, I mean, besides Mickey James and several other people getting their stuff sent to them in a garbage bag.
Yeah, that's pretty
Bad
dirty.
form,
That's
gentlemen.
pretty dirty, man.
Man.
I think that sounds like some personal stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like.
By that guy, whoever it was, sent it to him.
Petty!
They're saying it's more than just him, though. They're saying other people did it too.
That's all I can say about it. Petty!
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Man, I miss Tom Petty. Music ain't been the same since he died, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the same before that. Really ain't.
Yeah, seriously. Man, I can't really think of much else right now. I know that there's a little hype as far as
stuff of interest.
I know that there's some hype as far as SummerSlam going right now. Because I don't know if they're really teasing it so far as the shows, but you know, Lashley versus Lesnar is kind of a on the cards thing now. Like everybody, you put the belt on Lashley. Obviously, Lesnar is the next choice to come after that belt at some point. I don't care if you save it for another big pay-per-view, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, where, you know, save it for next year's WrestleMania.
Another rumor,
make it happen.
Another rumor I've heard, they're about to start. They're trying to get together a new Shield, which is going to be Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins. I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Maybe just let it die and just be done with it. Unless John Moxley ever goes back over there to them.
Who remembers the Shield?
You know, just leave it alone. Let it be.
Yeah. At this point, like, man, y'all have squeezed all the blood out of that stone you're gonna get.
Yeah, that'd be like bringing a new NWO back. Like, no, don't do it.
Do y'all remember when Kurt Angle actually filled in for the Big Hard?
Yes, I do. When Kurt Angle filled in for, I think it was Roman Reigns' spot on the Shield, like, because Roman was out with some kind of.
I wasn't really watching it that much back then.
Well, it was just a couple of years ago, but it was supposed to have been the Shield versus like Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler, I think it was. And I think Baron Corbin even got involved, or Big Show or somebody got involved. But yeah, it like Kurt Angle took Roman Reigns' place, and man, it was mostly the Shield getting the crap kicked out of them, and Kurt Angle got beat so bad they had to take him to the back, and then Kurt Angle showed back up and they won the match. Yay, the Shield!
That's it.
Yeah, it was just one of those like, yeah, you know the Shield's gonna pull this off, and even if they don't, they're gonna let Angle be the one to take the fall.
All right, since we're getting into factions, we'll switch gears and go to the probably one of 3 best wrestling promotions there is nowadays, All Elite Wrestling. That's the main problem that AEW has right now is there's too many freaking factions. Everybody's in a faction on AEW.
Well, I don't know, because
like just about.
I don't know, because it kind of leads to like, yeah, we're not stupid. We're all watching each other's backs. Like, we
But
know
it's-
that a lot of
it's
us know it's gonna be hard to
oversaturated.
keep it alone.
It's
Especially when you
oversaturated.
got stuff like Team Taz.
It's okay to have a couple of them, but don't have like 5.
Yeah.
Come on now. Like,
Well, but it's something that WWE also needs. Like, y'all need to stop screwing up tag teams, stop screwing up factions.
Yep.
Let them happen.
the only faction they have right now is the Hurt Business, and it ain't but 2 people in it now.
Yeah, and that's if these two were actually even in it.
They might
Because
just be
MVP
out
keeps
for
claiming,
themselves.
no, they're acting on their own. We'll see what they do with it because WWE is the master of like, ha ha, we got you. You thought this was going to happen, but this actually happened. But why did that happen, WWE? Because it's what you asked for. That's not what we asked for at all.
Yeah.
I know, we got it right first try.
I wanted cherries on my Sunday, not anchovies.
But we figure you'll like anchovies now
Yeah.
because when we finally give you cherries 6 months from now,
They're
when
old,
you don't want them
they're
anymore.
old and rancid, been sitting in the fridge.
Thanks, WWE.
Yeah, y'all are awesome.
Oh.
Anyway, AEW. Let's see. Let's see.
I feel like they kind of need to like. I no disrespect to Tony Khan, but like he doesn't need to start showing up as the authority figure all the time. Like maybe as the counterpoint to Don Callis, but like if that's gonna be the thing, like you need to start doing something as far as like I'm gonna put some people together to keep the Elite or the Bullet Club in line. Then like something like that. But it definitely doesn't need to be something where like Tony Khan is the man on the mic all the time. Like he doesn't need to be the main one coming out and speaking against them.
You seen who they got? Darby Allin fighting this Wednesday. This coming up Wednesday. The dude from the Dark Order.
Oh yeah. Was it Uno?
I don't remember. I think it is.
There's
yeah.
so many members
But
of the Dark Order.
all the Dark Order's going to be in his corner, and Sting's in Darby's corner. And that's it.
There's so many members of the Dark Order now, but man.
But Darby and Sting have a new alliance partner coming in. Old big boy with the
Oh yeah.
ponytail.
Yes, sir. Oh God.
What's his freaking name?
See, we get on this and it's just so many. It's so many.
I'm
names,
old.
so many-
That's my excuse.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Well, I'm old, and then there's so many topics and so many names, and like, well, this dude did this, but wait, no, that was last week, wasn't it? And
Yeah. The world's his name, man. You know his name.
I didn't catch the episode.
Mike.
That's crazy.
works.
All right, look it up on Google.
Yeah, look it up on the Google. On the Google.
Googles. The Googles.
Look it up on the Google.
Google.
Let me see here. I have one I usually go to.
He's a big old dude, got a ponytail braided all the way down to his butt crack.
Give me a second here. Let me get.
Remember, he come out and was talking smack to Sting, but at the same time, he was like, "I respect you," this and that. I can't remember what his name.
I think it was somebody that Sting or Darby Allin's kind of feuded with.
He's been coming out and helping him, like fend off folks and stuff.
Ethan Page. Oh, no, Lance Archer.
Lance Archer, that's it.
Lance Archer.
Lance Archer, yeah, he's been coming out and helping Sting and Darby Allin if the odds get too bad. Come in there and clean the house real quick. Yeah, that's gonna be.
I thought he was actually coming for his title.
He might be, but he's helping them out until then. Make sure, because everybody's been trying to jump Darby Allin
Yeah, like.
and Sting and everybody.
I mean, after a while, they're just like, man, Cody threw you spine first into a ring post and you're still alive.
like last week, Jungle Boy fought Allen with Luchasaurus at his side, and then Lucha and Sting got into it, and they were like Godzilla and King Kong going out the rampway, and then I can't remember who all came out, like one of the factions, I can't remember which, it was either Dark Order or the other one, came out and attacked him, and then next thing you know, here comes Sting back out with the bat, fended some of them off, and then Lance Archer came out there and helped him a little bit. I was like, cool, man.
Nice. Man, and tonight is Tonight is was it Rebellion?
Yeah, TNA.
Yup.
Impact.
Impact Rebellion.
Same thing.
Same thing. You know.
You hear about Dixie Carter's house got burned down the other day?
I'm sure Jim Cornette popped a tit over that too. Man, I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see the Cornette podcast on that one.
Right.
Now, before we get off the grid and before we end the show, I gotta say this. What y'all think about Ryback trying to come back?
Hang on. I want to be eloquent when I express my thoughts on Ryback returning to wrestling in any form. Retire, you moron. Oh my God. Go away in every form.
You just come
fashion.
over that, or have you seen some news on it or something?
Oh my God. Man.
Dude,
I have been laughing at Ryback since he decided he was going to run his mouth on Mark Henry. Mark Henry! You go run your mouth on the strongest man in the world.
Lift the truck over his head.
Oh, he's a fat piece of shit. That fat piece of shit will eat you, son, for protein. Do you understand that? All your little
And gain
Ripley,
another-
I want to be He-Man muscles
gain another neck
ain't
in the
nothing
process.
compared to the man who created the Hall of Pain. He told you specifically he will peel your skin off. And he's not lying. Why would you pick a fight? How? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Please retire. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I kind of blacked out for a minute there. What happened?
I don't know.
Bullet Club business.
Bullet Club business. Okay, as long as it was Bullet Club business, I'm fine. I black out like that sometimes.
And here's a message to Joe. You got plenty of choices right now, bro.
Oh, yes, sir.
Man, don't worry about them fools no more, man.
Not, dude.
Go back where you wanted. Please.
And I know.
You can go any of them. You go AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor. I don't care. Just get out of there. You do not need to be there. Yeah, any of them. I don't care which one he goes to. Just go to one of
They
them.
trying to get him to fight somebody.
I am dead for Samoa Joe.
Get out of there.
New Japan. I want to see him go to New Japan so bad. There's so many people over there I want to see him fight. Oh my God, please.
He
Even
can
if
do
you
it.
just go to AEW and you keep rolling through that forbidden door like it's a turnstile. I don't care.
Now, if you go to AEW, you're gonna join team.
You think
Oh, I'm
so?
fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
I don't care what
Man,
he
the
does.
human
He goes
suplex
up
machine and the Samoan submission machine. That should have been a tag team years ago.
there. Yeah.
That should have been a tag team before Taz broke his neck.
But it all depends on what, how much Joe's feeling it nowadays. He might
Yeah.
just want to come be an announcer again.
He might just want to come
And
here
that's
and
fine.
and that's okay because he's actually
He,
pretty good
he
at
can
that.
do what he wants.
Definitely don't want to try to influence the man's decision. I don't want to see him do anything that's really going to get him hurt or
Screw his career up.
Yeah, because WWE has had a really bad habit of let's just do something that's going to put him back on the injury list. He'll work for a commentator for a
You're
while.
basically doing something damn rapper duty. Talking shit to Brian Lewis.
Yeah, man,
So,
I just
he did.
after that moment with Seth Rollins, where he just basically told him to his face, what you think this dude's gonna help you? Get back in the ring, say what you got to say, leave my broadcast partner alone, or I will put you to sleep right here. And Seth Rollins just looked at him like, Joe, you don't want this. Man, the way he took that headset off and just no, Seth, I do. Oh man, you don't want that Samoan submission machine. You do not want that wrecking ball coming at you. Joe used to hurt people, and he still can.
I'm tired of Tyler. He's wasn't that his name? Seth Rollins? Tyler Breeze.
Oh, Tyler Black.
Tyler Black.
Yeah.
I'm tired of. I'm over Seth Rollins. I'm done with him. Done with him.
Don't get me wrong, great talent. Love watching his
And he
matches.
put my boy out for a while. I don't like it.
Well, after I have to give him credit, especially that match with Drew McIntyre.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing away from the dude. He's amazing.
But there are certain wrestlers that after a while you can kind of okay, I've had my fill of him for a while.
You got that bad taste in your mouth, and the toothpaste won't get out, and it's just kind of yeah.
That new character killing him.
Kind of done.
Yeah,
That
eventually you gotta
stupid
wear
Messiah crap it made me mad. Like this blasphemous, sacrilegious crap. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Do not like
Which
it.
I didn't have such a problem with it simply because like the way they played it was like Seth Rollins has finally snapped from the pressure, so he's kind of gone crazy in his own way, and he thinks he's this Messiah.
If they had did the whole thing like I said they should have, which every wrestler the Fiends wrestled are corrupted now because they were and they changed after they fought them, except Daniel Bryan, he's pretty much the same. But they need to make them all like they're brainwashed and they don't know it, and then he's basically going to call them all back to the flock. They're going to be his new Wyatt family.
Now,
Family.
I do have this to say on everything going on in wrestling. We know that apparently there's going to be a rematch with Edge at least for the championship title. I don't feel like we're going to be seeing Daniel Bryan a whole lot anymore. I understand his contract is coming up, and he's got this match coming here. I think it's at this SmackDown this coming Friday that like very well could be his last match for WWE.
That's gonna be the time.
Yeah. So we know that's coming, but everybody keeps asking like, who do you think should dethrone Roman Reigns as far as the world title or the Universal title? I think it needs to be Big E.
I think it needs to be Cesaro.
And it's like, I do like Cesaro. I don't feel like they're going to give him that push just yet. As much as I hate that they're not going to, I don't feel like they're going to put it on him. Like, they're building him, but I don't feel like they're going to give him the title yet. I feel like it should be Big E, and I'll tell you why. I don't want to see Big E versus Roman Reigns for just like a throwaway match. This is going to happen, and then, whatever happens. I don't want to see that because there is such a build and a story that you can do right now with Big E and Roman Reigns. And maybe this will be a preview for some fantasy booking we'll do for you guys later. But right now, you have got Roman Reigns, who his whole gimmick is acknowledge me. Acknowledge me as the head of the table. Acknowledge me as your tribal chief. I made the way for you. I'm the reason that all of you have a job. I'm the reason that all of you are able to do it. I'm the guy.
Cool. I suffered such.
But now, with Big E, you've got a character who has every right and ability to look Roman Reigns in the face and say, I was set up to fail. Did you see? I was Dolph Ziggler's valet. Dolph Ziggler. Okay, did you see the New Day when they first showed up? When the New Day first showed up, it was a group of happy, clapping black preachers that were going to be jobbing for everybody. We became the biggest thing WWE has going almost still to this day, not because of people like you, but despite people like you. I don't owe you anything. Big E is the man for that story. Make it happen. Do it better if you guys are so great.
But you know what they're probably going to end up doing? Yeah, you've heard
failing miserably compared to what I just laid out for them.
Well,
that's a freebie for you, WWE. You're welcome.
We know that part. No, old Bill Goldberg's been throwing his weight around, saying he wants to give Big E the opportunity to make one of his dreams come true and fight him.
I mean, that's fine. Like
exhibition.
Okay, let Big E go over. Let him go over Goldberg, and that's his open opportunity. Go for the world championship. Go for the universal title. I'm fine with that. And if you're not gonna do that, if you're not gonna listen to me at least once, if you're not gonna listen to the fans and what they might want, WWE, at least stop jerking Keith Lee around. Man, if you think a Hoss versus Hoss match between Roman Reigns and Keith Lee would blow the roof off the place, you ain't been paying attention, folks. There's this massive star that WWE is sitting on, and the second he comes back, Mr. Lee, I will be right there watching every minute of it. I promise you. When he comes back, I want to see him run the house.
Run rough shot over here.
Head of the table, nothing. Well, I'll put you through that.
You know.
Over
it, under it.
Which the tribal chief gimmick is probably the best thing WWE's got going right now. But man, let Keith Lee really start rolling with that whole bask in my glory thing, and just let this story ride, folks. Let it ride.
Yeah.
Speaking of let it ride, guys, I can't think of anything else to really, to really talk about. Everybody, check out Alpha Wrestling on Facebook. Check out Angry Chef Gaming, Fifth Dimensions Film, Wilson Fist. Check all of us out. Wilson of House Fist on Facebook if you're looking for it. Thanks, guys. But come check us out. We're going to have more Bullet Club stuff for you. We're going to be getting a lot more stuff to you guys a lot sooner now because we're, got a little bit more organization going. Work's kind of at least allowing us a little bit more to work with here.
We're going to get there.
Yeah, we're going to get there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for putting up with our ramblings.
Like and subscribe, like I said last time. You ain't doing it.
Like, share, subscribe, turn on those notifications.
We're not that boring.
Yeah, we're not that boring. We try. We try to be entertaining.
We're old guys talking about things. That's all y'all watch on YouTube anyway.
Yeah. Tune in. Check us out.
Yeah.
All over the place. We'll be back with you guys very soon with a lot more wrestling and hell, who even knows, movie talk, comics talk, games. We'll find stuff to talk about.
Speaking of movies, I don't really have any movies that I'm looking forward to like this year that I've heard about, except like Spiral. I kind of want to see that, and I want to see the Suicide Squad. Yeah, it's going to be on HBO Max too.
I'm actually interested in seeing that because John Cena's character looks super interesting.
And they actually got King Shark on there as a shark. I was like, wow. He's a shark and he's eating people. This is awesome.
This is going to be great. This is going to be super
The last time we saw King Shark on anything was on that Assault on Arkham anime thing they did a while back. And he had he was like kind of looked like a human and he had like the big metal jaws and stuff.
Yeah, actually, if you haven't seen it, the abridged version of that anime it's hilarious.
They have an abridged version?
Yeah, they made an abridged version
to it.
Is it
Team 4-star?
I don't know. I can't remember if it's Team 4-star or not, but it's the funniest thing about it, to me at least, is the fact that King Shark can only say, "I am a shark." That's all he can say the whole time. And there's literally a point when they're in there.
I think that's how it is on the Suicide Squad.
Well, when they're in there with where they're finding all the weapons and stuff that have been put in storage and everything. And he picks up on something and he's like, oh man, it's a trap. They know that we're in here. If I don't say something now, all of my friends are probably going to get blown away by these guys. They're obviously coming for us and Batman's probably on our tail. I'm a shark! Yes, you are, buddy. I am a shark! No, I am a shark!
Oh, I love DC, man.
Oh, man.
Especially
DC, please don't
animation.
stop making animated films. They're all great.
Yep.
Even the off-put Justice League ones are good.
Long Halloween's the next one. And Suicide. Justice Society, World War II or whatever.
Yeah. Man, after the Apocalypse War, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of shook on that one.
I'm just kind of done with Marvel, man. I mean, I'm not done with them, but I don't know. I just like DC, man.
I could probably do an entire video on what I find wrong with Marvel right now. A lot of it's going to be pushing agendas and narratives, and you can't just sit down and write a good story without having to put some political or nonsensical BS in there. Like, man, just let Spider-Man be Spider-Man. Man, just let the Avengers be the Avengers. After a while, nobody cared about any of this. Now you got to write these. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. I really shouldn't.
Anyway, we'll get into that next time.
This is a whole video in and of itself.
But my wife is calling, so I gotta go. Keep it real, keep it angry. Tune in to Angry Chef and all
tune in
our
to Wilson
stuff.
Fist. Tune in to Fifth Dimension Films.
And the Bullet Club and all that. Yeah. That thing. That. We'll see y'all later. Peace. Love and chicken grease.